Okay. Check.
Check. We good? We live?
Yeah.
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Real good.
Good. It's good to see everybody here. We got a lot of Murfreesboro people in the house tonight, so I don't know where the security detail is, but we're probably going to need it. No, guys, I'm really proud to call myself one of Drew's closest friends. Over the years that I've known Drew and gotten to get to know Ashley, I couldn't be happier for you guys. So a round of applause for these guys. I'll keep this as short as possible, but I just wanted to say that, you know, Drew's the kind of person who the world needs more of. You know, I'm proud to call him a friend and a brother, and I'm not really his brother, that's Rod. He'll go later. He'll do a lot better than me, by the way. But no, I've seen Drew through ups and downs, and, you know, it's a cliche thing to say, but it's the truth that you kind of see what somebody's really made of when you see them in the downturns of their life. And, you know, Drew handles everything with positivity and a smile on his face. Drew and I are both runners. Drew's a running buddy of mine. We put a lot of miles in together. And Drew is a great road runner, and Drew really likes trail running. Drew joins me on the trails occasionally, and he decided a couple of years ago that he wanted to run his first 50K trail race. And he was asking me what would be a good trail race to start out with. And I said, man, there's a race in Texas, and we had a buddy that had just moved there, and he moved to Austin, Texas, and I said, there's a race called Bandera 50K. And Bandera 50K, you know, would be a really good race for you to kind of get into the groove of the trail running stuff because it's pretty flat. Well, Drew hates two things about trail running. Drew hates rocks, and he hates roots. So when we get to Texas for the trail race, they had to relocate the race to a town in Texas that is literally called Rockville, Texas. Drew described it as one of those like snowblower machines on a mountain that blows snow, like it blew rocks all over the trail. And so it took Drew a little while to finish that race. I think he beat one person. It was a 72-year-old lady named Betty who had just gotten a plastic hip. I think she's from El Paso. But you know what he did, man? Drew had a tough day out there, but he stopped at every aid station. He hung out with all the aid station workers. He shot the bull. He ate potato chips. And he even told me at one point he thought about just running up and down the drive in and out of where they had the race to get 50 kilometers of running in to not have to do it. But he had a blast, and that's Drew. You know, he made a situation that was tough a great time. When he finished the race, we went back to this rancher saying that he and I sat out there and had several adult beverages that night. And part of our conversation that night steered towards a blonde-headed lady by the name of Ashley. He talked about how much he cared about her and how he really had feelings for her, and how when he got back to Nashville, he would marry her that day. He didn't marry her that day, but he married her about 2 years later. So, Ashley, it's been great getting to know you. I love you. Drew, I love you. I'm happy for y'all. And cheers. Here's to you guys. Who's next? Rod?
Oh, I'm over here. I'm not right.
Oh, yeah, whoever's next.
She's nervous.
Want me to go?
Go.
Okay, I'll go. Thank you.
Jack, you want to go? You want to come up here and drop?
Sorry.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, hello. Test? All right, we're good. So I'm just going to try my best to read this and get through it the right way. I think I might do a little bit better than Drew earlier in the reading, but not guaranteed. We are related, so let's see. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Rod, Drew's best man and younger brother. When Drew asked me to be his best man, I felt honored and had to say yes. I've known Drew for my whole life. My earliest memories to great moments over the past couple of years, he has always been there, bringing his unique excitement for life and passion into every moment. He asked me to say a few words about him today, so I can honestly say that he is handsome, brilliant, funny, and what was the last one you wanted me to say? Great. All right, got it. Hey, all right, we're good. Okay. Drew has always been a people person. As we have moved from state to state over the years, I'm always amazed at how Drew has been able to hold close friendships with people he met 10, 20, and even 30 years ago. For those of you who traveled far to be here today, thank you for joining us in this celebration. I have millions of stories with Drew. I could go on for hours about the concerts we went to together and the times we attempted, poorly for me, stand-up comedy. I do have, so here's like a quick side story about that. There was, one of the times that we were doing stand-up comedy, I suggested that we go practice at an open mic night for comedians, and it was just me and Drew who went one night. I had written all my jokes down on note cards. I worked really hard on it, and I didn't realize that doing stand-up comedy at an open mic night is just comedians who aren't interested in your jokes. So I got up there, and I'm reading off my jokes, and about halfway through it, I turn on the crowd, and I'm like, these jokes are funny. You guys should be laughing. I got really upset about it. So the only person laughing was Drew at me bombing. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I go and sit down, and I'm putting my note cards away or whatever, and Drew gets up there, and he had written on a post-it note like 5 words, and he was like, he crumbles it up, and he gets up there, and for 10 minutes, he slays the whole audience. And when he gets off stage, people are like picking him up like for he's a jolly good fellow. And that is Drew incarnate. Like his ability to do that stuff, I've seen it, my whole life.
Just not vowels.
Just not that, yeah. So, now, you may not know this about Drew, but there is a serious side to him. But it's kind of like a total eclipse. It may only come once or twice in a lifetime. All joking aside, for as fun and carefree as he seems, I know that he has secretly been waiting for this day and for this life for a long time. Ashley, hello. I'm so excited for the both of you. You are the perfect puzzle piece to fit Drew's life, and I know that the two of you are going to bring the best out in each other forever. So thank you for that. I'm here today also representing our mom and dad as well. Something you may not know about Drew is how loving he has always been toward his family. He has always been the kind of son who is proud of his mom and dad, and in the later years, he did an extraordinary amount of helping to take care of them both. I know that, like me, both of them would be so happy and proud for Drew and Ashley today. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to Drew and Ashley for asking me to be a part of their special day. I know that both of you put a lot of hard work and effort into getting everything ready for today, and it has been amazing. I wish the two of you a long and happy marriage together. So everyone, please raise your glasses to the bride and groom. Congratulations.
We didn't drink. Here, you need to drink.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, good God. Here it all goes.
Okay, well, all right. Hello, everyone. Many of you know me, but for those of you that don't, I'm Nicole, Ashley's older sister.
You gave her away. No.
Where was I? First, I want to thank my parents, Biddy and Diane Edmondson over there, for planning and providing us all with this amazing party to celebrate Ashley and Drew. Also, a big thanks to all of you that have come. We've covered that, but I want to thank you as well and traveled from far, far away. And with the pandemic, air hugs for everyone. As Ashley's sister, I've had the unique opportunity to witness her life unfold. Known you all your life. She said that at my wedding. Known her all my life. I vividly remember being a 4-year-old standing in the basement of our Westmead, Nashville house with my mom super pregnant, and my dad, he was joking with me that she was going to be a boy, and I was adamant she was going to be a girl. I knew it with all of my might. And so, I think this is the only documented time that my dad's ever been wrong about anything. So, but I know that he's thankful that he was wrong and he got Ashley, his girl. So, from my mom catching me parkouring into the crib, trying to hang out with Ashley, to all the many hours that we spent driving around Brentwood in my red convertible, belting out our best Lauryn Hill version of His Eyes in the Sparrow. I will not be singing this evening. I've always known that my sister is an angel on earth, as many of you do. There are so many adjectives to describe my sister, and depending on how I'm feeling, those can vary, especially when she's trying to get one more squat out of me. But I'll give you 3. She's kind-hearted. She's never, and I mean never, one to gossip about people. Says nothing about anyone in a negative way. It's just not her thing. And there's something really special about that. She's compassionate. Even on her worst day, she'll still reach out to give a hand out, a hand up to someone that needs a blessing. Don't be fooled by her talent doing all the brows and facials. She's very talented at that. But she's 100% a therapist in there. And so many people find a lot of quiet solitude when they're in there with you, Ashley. She's so giving of her time and herself, sometimes to a detriment. But she's always thinking of someone else that needs some love. And she's very compassionate. She's unassuming. This girl often does not realize how awesome she is. She lights up every room that she walks into, and she's a magnet that people are just drawn to. And she doesn't always realize it. So I always wanted us to be in high school together. We never were. It would have been, but in my clever, witty humor of writing this down, I said that 2 Edmondsons in one high school could not have been handled. So yeah, we're like Anna and Elsa. Like the weather tonight, we did this, right? We're in the same place at the same time. So we were raised by 2 very strong parents, and we can look to both sides of our family and see pillars of strength, very strong wills, very strong opinions, and very strong beliefs. And Lord knows, Drew, you're going to experience a lot of it. You're going to experience a lot. But ultimately, you will experience a lot of love. But remember, I like my adjectives, and I can think of some for you if you're bad. I'll know everything. I'm just kidding. I was there when Ashley and Drew met. I walked in, and I could only compare him to like Sonic the Hedgehog. He was like, I swear, you were like fitting 5 people. You were juggling like super feet, laughing at someone's socks choice, because you always laugh at my sock choices. They don't always match. This is the most I'm ever put together. I'm a mom of 3. My sweat's under here. But all while gazing at Ashley. And so over the years, I'd hear Ashley talking about you. You know, there was always Drew. Y'all went on a run, or you would send her a song. And she'd always light up when she would tell me that she had heard from Drew. And so I'd always ask, "Have you talked to Drew?" Mm-hmm. So here we are, 11 years later, and the preacher took my joke. 11 years later, and they've committed their lives to one another. It is truly a marathon love story. Slow and steady does win the race, and Lord knows if there was a race running prom, they would be unopposed and crowned prom king and queen of that race. They're like gazelles. So let's all raise our glasses to toast Mr. and Mrs. Drew Edmondson. And to quote the famous philosopher, my sister's favorite philosopher, Dr. Wayne Dyer, if you believe a life together will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. May you both always look at your life together as an opportunity. So, welcome to the family. I love you. Love you. And my husband has a joke.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ronnie. I'm Nicole's husband, and now Drew's brother-in-law. I will say this, your first slight to me as my brother-in-law is the fact that all your friends have on these Brooks running shoes, I noticed. Where am I, man? What's up? Where's the love? So I will say this, Drew, that the bond between sisters is more than skin deep. Okay? And just, it goes beyond the butterfly tattoos that they both have on their ankles. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the same advice that my dad gave to me when I was a knucklehead. Okay? And it was this. Find a woman with a bad tattoo. Because she's willing to make a bad decision and stick with it. Love you, buddy.
Yes, I'm going to try this without holding something in my hand if you guys want to see that. I would like to say thank you for all of you guys being here. A lot of people traveled a long way to be here,
and just, the way 2020's gone, just being here in general. We're really, really happy to see all you guys here. I want to thank Birdie for saying okay when I asked her to marry me. Okay. Okay. 2 people, without a doubt, made this wedding happen. There's Lee right there, and there's Mama D right there. Without a doubt, we are having a wedding at a courthouse if those 2 are not involved in this process. They did so much. It's an awesome wedding. Thank you, Lee and Diane. Seriously. Oh, well, and I was going to say thank you also to Benny for allowing me to marry your daughter. Benny the Jet. And thank you for paying for the wedding too, Benny. I'll put that on. This is just the greatest day ever, and we're really excited for you guys to be here, and we just really appreciate it with all our hearts. Birdie, is there anything you want?
I love you. Birdie is an introvert.
Birdie says, I'm excited to get to the hotel too, dear. Okay, we'll be there. We are excited to have you guys here, and in a little bit of a small amount of time, my friend Gordy is going to light up some 80s that will make you forget 2020 ever existed, okay? So be ready for that. Thank you so much, guys. We love you. Thank you.